Hello BBT fam, welcome back to the second installment of the pre-build modding series. We've had some questions about what we're planning on doing to improve our Logitech G PRO TKL's typing experience. So as some of you may have guessed it, we are going to be spray lubing this board with general train lube that you can find in your local hardware store. While there is another method that we were interested in trying, we found that spray lubing on these GAX Logitech blue clicky switches were a lot better since they're also based off of the Cherry MX style switches, clone switches, wherever you want to call it. So compared to our second method, we'll be sharing this method in our upcoming video when we mod the Razer Huntsman Mini with this unique stabilizer type optical switches by Razer. So back to the G PRO TKL. We're going to start off by masking the keyboard with painter's tape, as this method of lubing can get pretty messy, and this will save you time and headaches in the future since you won't have to deal with the mess of this lubing technique going all over your keycaps or around the keyboard. I also suggest anyone attempting this mod to do this in a well-ventilated area and away from anything important, unless you don't mind having lube everywhere. What you do is you want to depress the switch and then fit your lube straw inside within the switch keyhole, as so, and then you put the boba straw on top to maintain all the lube from spraying, and then you just do one shot, and that's about it. After this mod, you will notice that your keyboard will have how do you say, like a hardware type of smell, but it will go away after 2 to 3 days when you leave it out to rest. So just to cut the shot, we did put paper and some tape over the bare PCB, just so no lube gets inside it. Just be extra cautious. There we go. And now we'll start filming the stabilizers by using a paintbrush. So once you finish spray lubing all the switches, I recommend that you turn over and leave it out to dry for 2 to 3 days before you plug it back into your PC. I know it will be hard to wait to see the drastic improvements between your day one stock switches and your now lube switches, but trust me, you want to let it settle and dry. With the concluding thoughts after this project with the Logitech G PRO TKL with the spray lubing method that we used, I would say overall this was a well worth it mod to this pre-built keyboard. For newcomers coming in, or perhaps if you already own a pre-built keyboard and you want to customize it or get a little bit more out of your keyboard, the spray lubing method was, in my opinion, well worth it, since it only took about 12 to 15 minutes to spray all the switches and to just double check that all of them are consistent, and then about maybe 5 minutes to take your keycaps off and mask the whole keyboard with tape or whatever you decide to use to mask off all the soft touch finishes on this keyboard so you don't get any extra lube on it. I will recommend that you guys do put your keycaps in a separate place, not like what I did, having the keycaps right in front of the keyboard while spraying, because that did ended up having me to wash all the keycaps off. But overall, this was a well worth it build, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and you guys can hear it for yourself with the sound test.